Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
see this? How you cannot go?
Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled to
who are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, come on in. You guys, come on in. Thank you for showing up. I see Freddie's in the building. And I see Lisa Taylor in the building. And you guys know that we're changing our time. So things is going to be the way they're going to be. But I have to come on early. I do have to come on early. And we're going to get those updates in. Are you guys still following the Emmanuel case? Emmanuel, they call him Emmanuel Haro. He's a 7-month-old baby that came up missing in the California area. It's I think they call it Yucaipa, in the Yucaipa area. And hey Monique, how you doing? Hey Lisa Taylor, what's going on? You guys, thank you for showing up. Make sure you spread the word when you see people that we're coming on at 1 o'clock, because a lot of people are still thinking we're coming on at 3 p.m., but we're not going to come on at 3 p.m. This is better. It just seems like I can just get in there. And plus, we don't have to stay long because what we have, there's not a lot of updates on this case. I want you guys to know that. But I tell you what, it's crazy. First thing I want to talk about, you guys, check this out. Tell me, do you or did you hear they got a video? I told you guys, they've got more than one video, but they got a video. And the video that they got came from the party pantry. I think that's the place it's called. Lisa Taylor says, "Yep, she done heard some of it. Yep, okay." They got a video. It came from the party pantry, and it shows Rebecca. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? And it shows Rebecca falling to the floor. She said, "You know that they were taken into custody this morning?" No, I did not know they were taken into custody. I know they went to court this morning, but I haven't heard. Hold on, we're going to have to. Lisa Taylor say they were taken into custody. I haven't seen that, Lisa. Let me see what you. I sent you several videos. Yeah, but they wasn't. Why would you say they were taken into custody though? Did you see that? I haven't even heard that. You said you sent that phone ain't even working right. I always have to up charge it up. I just need to get a new phone. Let's see. Oh, they were arrested. Oh, wow. There we go. Thank you, Lisa Taylor. She's baby Emmanuel, parents arrested on suspicious of murder. Okay. The parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel were arrested Friday on suspicious of murder, just over a week after the baby's mother reported him kidnapped. Detectives with the San Bernardino County Sheriff Homicide Detail and Specialized Enforcement Division took Jake and Rebecca into custody at the family's home in Cabazon. The agent said no other details about the arrest was immediately available. The search for young Emmanuel, the arrest was made during a law enforcement operation at the Riverside County home. On Tuesday, investigators seized their vehicle belonging to the baby's father. Emmanuel was reported missing August 14 after his mother, Rebecca, said she was attacked and knocked unconscious in a parking lot near a Big Five store in Campa when she regained consciousness. Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue. The sheriff officially said investigators interviewed multiple people. Jake Haro, who pleaded guilty to willful cruelty to a child following a 2018. Hey, Miss Dee Dee, how you doing? She said, Jacqueline said, I hear something. Well, you know what? I'm gonna share something with you in a minute. So don't go nowhere. Over the weekend, detectives also searched the parents' Baza's home with K9 units. A fire broke out Tuesday at a home on the same block where the Haros live. Authorities say the fire's proximity to the house residence appeared to be a coincidence. Authorities are continuing the search. I'm gonna tell you guys something that I heard, and I don't. They have been charged with murder. Well, let me tell you something. It's good that Lisa shared that with us. Thank you, Lisa, because I'm gonna share something with you. And I seen it on Facebook. Yeah, I was kind of running around on Facebook, and this news caption was reporting on this story. But when they started the story, you guys, this is what I heard. The lady say that she said it was so weird. It was about Emmanuel, and she started off saying that the person that they found was I guess beaten really bad or something, but half of their face was off. And they hurried up and cut it off. And it went right to Jake and Rebecca. And I was thinking to myself, what the heck was that? Like somebody was doing a news broadcast about finding a kid, a baby, and they said the face of the baby was not there. And then it went right to Rebecca and Jake, and I was like, what was they talking about? Like I mean, it was really weird. I don't know if you guys seen that. And I played it again, and you know, because you know, I went back to it and I played it again. It's like when somebody was editing, they didn't edit everything and they didn't take that out. They were supposed to take that out and they didn't take it out. But I believe it was about this child. SP, the last time that we were on, you asked me what kind of job that Rebecca and Jake has done. Well, they did workman's comp. Ain't that fraud if they're not hurt? Well, yeah. I mean, you can, you know, it looks like both of them can work since they out walking around, but if they're on workman's comp, because we don't know what kind of job that they have that they can't do anymore, because, you know, you can work it like certain places, like say for instance, my hands lock up or whatever, just like on my husband, his hands lock up. Well, I mean, and he was working for aircraft. Well, they can't find him a job because his hands are messed up, and you know, so he would get workman's comp. You can get workman's comp if you get hurt. That doesn't mean that you can't walk out the house and go to a park or something like that. But you know, I just knew it was just a matter of time. And I'm gonna tell you what, you guys, it's she had that makeup packed on at the family member's funeral on the 5th of August. That's what Miss Dee Dee said. They have been charged with murder. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, they have. Uh, the parents of baby Emmanuel is arrested. Emmanuel case, parents arrested on murder charges after telling, let's see, more than a week after a woman claimed that her 7-month-old baby was kidnapped from a California parking lot. His parents have been arrested for murder. Jake and Rebecca were taken into custody at their home in Cabazon, the San Bernardino County. In a post on X, authorities say the search continues for the baby who has not been found. The child was reported missing on August the 14th. You know, they were checking out this no SP, they were doing this on purpose. Okay. Okay. I know when people sometimes get workman's comp, they they can do it on purpose, but you know, a doctor has to say you are hurt in order to receive workman's comp. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. Authorities appeared to hone in on the parents in their investigation. They searched the parents' home and later seized the car. Well, they were searching last night. They were searching. I think it was on the 20th, going into the 21st, the night, and they um was looking in the dumpster. So, when you hear these rumors and we tell you, we can't confirm it, it allegedly this happened, allegedly that happened, it's a reason behind it. We may, we just cannot confirm and say, yeah, it's true because we seen it. But I seen it last night for myself that they were searching, you know, something of that nature. Okay, so there's three more updates I want to share with you guys. The baby, it says, reported that the baby clothing was recovered from a nearby dumpster. Okay, that's one thing, and I told you guys, I got on there and I seen them, and they were actually searching this dumpster, and then the ex-wife, not Vanessa, but there's an ex-wife of Jake. Her name is Isabel. Has put out a restraining order on Jake. And she did that on the 19th of this month. She wanted a restraining order on him. And I guess Isabel, I want to get this right. Isabel, okay, I don't know which baby mama it is, but it's either Isabel or Vanessa. But anywho, what the heck is going on here? Somebody getting arrested. I don't know what this is.
That was upstairs on the top floor as well.
It's fine. Yeah, okay.
My dad's body's there.
Right, okay.
Yep, okay. Obviously, I'll
Wait,
say
on.
a little bit more complicated.
Where we from?
Okay, so upstairs there are about 5 wardrobes.
Yep.
It's behind the bed, but back next to the sink. That's the second one. I did know that this would kind of come.
I don't know what that is. That's something else that's playing. Hey, Sugar Mama, how you doing? What's going on? And so, I believe, and I don't know, you guys think they arrested them? I just love Lisa Taylor. She came right on in here and she just updated us so quickly. She was like, yeah, they arrested him. And yeah, they are arrested. Yes, they are. I wonder how they feel now, People wanted them. People wanted them to be arrested. You know. She said it's all over TikTok. I hadn't even been on TikTok today. I actually was, straightening my hair, but both Jake and his then wife Vanessa pleaded guilty in the case. Jake was sentenced to 180 days in sheriff work release program and ordered into a child abuse treatment program. That's on something else. I wanted to see what else. You did good. Thank you. Yeah, she did good. She did good. You know. Okay. Missing baby Emmanuel Haro, mother revealed as sister of convicted Palm Spring killer. Yeah, her brother murdered his ex-wife. I mean, yeah, murdered his ex-wife, and he's doing 50 years. And that's Rebecca's brother. I mean, it's so much stuff going on in this family. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. She said, okay, this is what they were saying about Rebecca here. And it says Rebecca is the sister of convict Palm Springs killer James Bashashki. Bashashkin was convicted of murdering his girlfriend, Jalen Amanda, in 2017. He initially reported her death as a suicide, but authorities discovered inconsistencies in his story in an article published on Tuesday, August the 19th. It was initially reported as a suicide, and we did our investigation. There were certain factors that led us to believe otherwise. I guess this family just a whole bunch of big liars. You know what I'm saying? So his brother was sentenced to 50 years to life. Last week, all eyes turned to Ucapa, Florida, after Rebecca reported that someone had kidnapped Emmanuel while she was changing his diaper in the car in the parking lot of the retail store. Claimed that unknown male approached her from behind, saying "Hola," and then knocking her unconscious. According to an August 16th release, when she came to, Emmanuel was no longer in the car. I got him out of the car, sat and I laid him down so I could get his diaper ready, Rebecca said in the interview. On August the 15th, somebody said "Hola," and that's all I remember. I saw white and I fell on the floor, and I said as I got up that I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck and I ran into Big Five. I asked the lady if she saw a baby. She said no. The San Bernardino County Sheriff Department have since stated that there have been inconsistencies in Rebecca's story and investigators are unable to rule out foul play. Officer has also followed up on reporting sightings of the child, but no new information has been released to the public at this time. Rebecca's husband, Jake, and his former partner, Vanessa, was previously charged with felony child cruelty for allegedly placing a child in circumstances that could have resulted in serious injuries or death. Man, Jake pleaded guilty in 2023 and received 4 years of felony probation. And, really messed up that child and only received 4 years. Could you imagine messed up a child's life, you guys, forever. The girl got a trach. She had broken ribs. She had a broken leg or something. She had hemorrhage in the brain. And he got 4 years of probation. Let me tell you something, you guys, that's weird. But they didn't even find them boys in I think that was at Atlanta, guilty of anything, and they were giving them years of probation, like 10 and 20, 30 years of probation. They only gave this boy 4 years for vegetabling his daughter's life. Because the girl is a vegetable now. She's never gonna talk, she's never gonna walk. She just sits there and lay there and look at stuff, you know. He was required to serve 180 days. That's half of a year through a work release program, which a potential 6-year prison sentence suspended under the plea agreement. So he does got a really good lawyer, you guys. I mean, and that lawyer is taking care of this situation too. You know what, though? Rebecca might as well just go ahead and tell us the truth. Man, you know, I was feeling for this kid here, but let's listen to what has happened here. Let's see if we can find it and see what they say.
Scattered around this area. This is right off the 10 freeway near the Morongo Casino. It's actually on the other side of it. Skyfox pretty much over the top of the casino right now. But we did see a lot of the deputies in this area driving around in that dirt and basically just kind of blocking off things or possibly looking at other locations. There's one of those deputies there. I was kind of just looking for him, and I know there was another one closer to the freeway. Now, what brought them here, the evidence that they're finding, what they're collecting, that is unclear. We do know the parents of baby Emmanuel have been taken into custody. Right now, that child's still not located. Deputies still searching, but you can see what they're doing right now. This home definitely seems to be a point of interest, and that detective definitely finding things in that trash, pulling them out, but what they are, I cannot say. I'm Stu up in Skyfox. Back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, so tragic there. All right, Stu, thank you. We'll stay on top of that for sure.
Wow. I told you guys they were pulling something out of the trash. And that's when I was on that news live. I seen some. Remember we said that there was clothes or something in the dumpster. So, you know what? I am so happy. It's only been a week and they're just not walking around anymore. You know? I'm just so in tune to it. Let's see.
Moving into our number one story this morning, it is breaking news. Sheriff's deputies are at the home of a missing 7-month-old baby, and his parents are now under arrest on suspicion of murder. KCAL reporter Rick Montanez is live in Cabazon with the latest developments. Rick, what can you tell us?
Well, right now I can tell you this is the news that so many in this community have been waiting for, dreading to hear, of course, because this is not good news for that missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. So you're looking now at the house where his parents were arrested this morning. We've confirmed that with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. This is all taking place here on Ramona Street in Cabazon, and there are a lot of people here to see what is happening. We have some new video, some drone video to show you of the investigation underway here this morning. Sometime after 7 a.m., deputies moved into the home in what witnesses describe as a raid on the property. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies confirmed to KCAL News they arrested Jake and Rebecca Haro this morning, the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, Remember a week ago, Thursday evening, Rebecca had reported she was attacked in Yucaipa and her baby was kidnapped. She said she was punched and did not see the person who attacked her. Investigators said there were inconsistencies in her story and that she and Jake, the father, had stopped cooperating with detectives. Well, it also came out that Jake Haro had a prior conviction for willful child cruelty from a few years ago. I heard people this morning here thanking deputies, saying they are grateful to see justice will be served. I also met a content creator who's here from the East Coast. He flew out here to the Inland Empire to follow the case.
Oh, who is that?
I've been here for the last 3 days as all this stuff has been unfolding. And I tell you, it's great to see that there's arrests finally being made and some justice being served for this little baby.
We knew it in our gut that this was happening. We knew it. We knew they were guilty.
Yes.
It just takes time, and the pressure's high, everybody's high, and it's finally come.
And while people are certainly relieved to hear the news that arrests have been made in this case, there is that tragic update from sheriff's investigators. The sheriff himself posting on X that they have made the arrest, but they are also still searching for Emmanuel Haro, the 7-month-old who has been missing for a week and 1 day now. Deputies are still here at the home. We have not yet heard directly or been able to ask questions of investigators at this point. We've just received those confirmations in a statement, so we're hoping to get some questions answered this morning. We'll certainly stay on top of this and keep you posted as we learn new information. Live in Cabazon, Rick Montanez, KCAL News.
Cool. Cool. That's what I like. I wonder what the CBS is saying. They are conducting an operation at the home of Jake and Rebecca. So they're calling it an operation. So the first one to speak will get the better deal. Yep. Hey, Phyllis, how you doing? Hey, Miss Dee, what is going on here? So we're happy to see. Man, you know what, though? They hurried up and got them off the streets. And I believe that they thought maybe that they were going to run, so they had to get them off the street. For real. Nancy Grace, this was already on the Nancy Grace show and everything. Yes. Oh, yeah, the mother, Isabel, put a restraining order on Jake, you guys. I thought, wow. So she must have been scared if he would, she would say something. And also, I did hear that one of the mothers, I don't know if it was Vanessa or Isabel, has the little girl. And that's why they were at the courthouse, the juvenile courthouse. I guess it got to do with, signing the papers so the little girl would go to, one of the other baby mamas. I guess she got custody of him. I'm telling you guys, when I heard that stuff, I just couldn't even believe it myself. I just couldn't believe it. So I said, why would they show up and probably signed their baby to someone else? That's crazy. Crazy.
We begin with breaking news out of Cabazon and the search for missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have just arrested both of the child's parents. Video from moments ago shows several SWAT vehicles and detectives on the scene. The boy was reported missing August 14th after his mother claimed he was taken from the parking lot of a Big Five sporting goods store in Yucaipa. Deputies began focusing on the boy's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, citing inconsistencies in their statements. Jake Haro has hired a lawyer, and we expect to learn more details on this throughout the day. We're going to bring you those details as soon as we get them.
Wow. The house is pretty big. They had a really nice house. You know.
Have another update on that breaking news in the case of a missing 7-month-old boy we need to get to. Assignment manager Mark Lou is at the desk. Mark, what have you learned now?
There is a significant, major development in the search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The San Bernardino County sheriffs have just shared on social media that the parents of the missing 7-month-old have now been arrested for murder. This is the post that was just shared by San Bernardino County Sheriff's on X. It says, update August 22nd, that's today. This morning, detectives from the Sheriff's Homicide Detail and Specialized Enforcement Division have arrested Jake and Rebecca Haro at their residence in Cabazon for PC 187, which is murder. Investigators will continue their search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Now, SkyCal is over the scene right now. This is the Haro residence on Ramona Avenue in Cabazon. We see down there a San Bernardino County Sheriff's investigator with gloves on going through what appears to be debris or garbage at the rear of the structure. They've also been walking around the property looking for evidence. Now, several of the detectives have already left, but there are still law enforcement agents there.
Wow.
Let me show you some video that was a little bit earlier. This is drone video that we have obtained a little bit earlier in the morning that shows the San Bernardino County Sheriff's activity there, multiple unmarked detectives units, and an armored vehicle. We now know that both parents, Rebecca and Jake Haro, have been taken into custody. The charge, murder. The search for their 7-month-old son still continuing. Now, this investigation has significantly changed in the last several days. It started last Thursday, August 14th, when Rebecca Haro said she was changing 7-month-old Emmanuel's diaper behind a Big Five sporting goods store in Yucaipa when she alleges someone came up from behind her, struck her in the head, and when she woke up, her baby boy was gone. Now, the sheriffs immediately investigated, but they have since changed the status of this investigation from a kidnapping to a critical missing child investigation. The family's pickup truck was taken for evidence, but we can now confirm this has turned into a murder investigation while they continue to look for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Our reporter Rick Montanez is on his way to Cabazon to do a report live from the scene where this investigation is happening. When that happens, we will bring it to you. Until then, we'll keep monitoring from the desk. That's it. I'll send it back to you.
Still so many questions, Mark, but
yeah, is right. My God. You guys, what do? Freddie said they are evil. Jacqueline said Rebecca's mother said her daughter loves her son and waited a long time. Yeah, that's what but see, the grandmother of I don't know if she's Rebecca's mother, or I think that's Rebecca's mother. And then Jake's mother, Mary, she said her son is innocent of murder and he didn't kill his wife. And she done set up a whole group talking about free her son. His name is James. And so she set up this whole thing talking about we gonna appeal his conviction, and we need to get him free. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm going to tell you something. I also send you info on the Texas mom was captured in India, claimed her son was in Mexico 2 years. Yeah, let me look at this. This phone that I have to always charge up. Yep. See, I just had to cut it on because it's dead again. But that's okay. That is okay. So come on, you guys. Let's chat a little bit about what we see. Is this not charging my phone? We'll see if it's charging. Well, I'll get it charged. Exactly. Freddie said they're evil. They come, there comes a time when mom needs to shut up. Yeah, but I mean, these are her kids. See, this phone just went completely off. It came on, and that's all it did. It came on and went off. So I'm not getting you guys this message, and that's just life. But you guys, sometimes especially looking at these cases like we do, we realize now when we hear BS, we know BS when we hear it, and we're not sitting over here going, oh, we hope and pray that, I mean, it's okay to pray and have hope. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you know, I mean, you don't have to be there to know. Like some people think that you got to put your hand in the fire to know that it's hot, or you got to live somewhere to know what it's like, or you got to taste something to know you don't like it, and to be honest with you, you got five senses. Actually, you got more than five, but the main five senses you got is you got hearing, you got seeing, and then you got smelling, and you got taste, and you got touching. But you also got a spirit that takes all of those into consideration, and then that's where you come up with your theory or your opinion or your belief. You guys follow what I'm saying? And I had this whole week to think about this. And some people, they get mad when you have an opinion about something. They do. They will get really mad. I don't get mad if you got an opinion about something. I just don't. Like if you said that the sky was blue and I said the sky is gray, just hear me out. You say the sky is blue and I say the sky is gray. Who is right? Just listen to what I got to say. Who would be right? Anybody in the chat know who will be right? If, like, say for instance, I'm going to use Freddie as an example. Freddie tells me that the sky is blue, and I say the sky is gray. Who would be right? You can't tell me I'm wrong, because where I'm at and what I know when I step outside my door, where I am, the sky is gray. Where Freddie is, the sky could be blue, right? That's all she see. That's all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So who is right? Can we both be right? You know what I'm saying? But some people be like, oh, no. You're not right. You need to change your answer. And you can't really change your answer because at the end of the day, when you go outside, you still see gray. It's kind of almost like people can have their own opinion about something with the information that they have. Doesn't mean that they're right, but that's their opinion. Okay? So when we're looking at Rebecca and Jake, she said, we all live in different states and it's different wherever we live. Exactly. when Rebecca and Jake doing what they're doing, you know, and we were talking about this, we were just talking about this Wednesday, where you got all this information, her brother and this other child, and how Jake got this on his history where he done already been in a situation, cruelty to, you know, children and all this other stuff. And then you see this bruise on Rebecca's face, and nothing good came from anybody. Now, the good thing about this is, I mean, she said, I called it BS when the story first broke. I think a lot of people did. But, you know, some people would not, they'd be like, oh, SP, let's just wait. You know, but if it was your child, would you wait? Would you, I mean, if it was my child, I could come up with that. It's not my child, but what I'm saying is, if it was mine, would I wait until, you know, I would already make a decision if what they're saying is true. And like I said, you know, the thing that stumped me, and I'm just being honest, I mean, I already had an opinion of Rebecca and Jake, but I said to myself, why in the world would a woman go to a store and make allegations about somebody hit her and she fell to the floor and she seen white and all this other stuff? She would have to know that they didn't have cameras. And you know, that's the only thing that was stumping my thoughts. Like, I give her the benefit of the doubt until that information came out that they had already visited the store a day or a week prior, and asked about the cameras because the car had got broken into, and they had told them that they didn't have cameras in the parking lot. And I bet you it was like ding, 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 ding in their head. It was like, okay, Rebecca, since they don't have cameras, and they probably went outside and looked around and was like, they sure don't have cameras. But don't you not know, idiots, that whether they got cameras or not, there's cameras everywhere now. Shoot, when you go down the street, you thinking nobody don't know you went down this street. Those cameras in different stores, and when you going into detail saying, I was parked right here and I got out the car and I did this and I did that. She said, Freddie said, you said it, you believed it wouldn't be a good news about the baby. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. And Freddie and Tina and everybody in the chat, there is a video out there. It's somewhere on Facebook. That's where I seen it at. And the newscast, I said it before, started off saying that they have found someone. I don't know if it's the same case, but I believe it is. And it says something about the person didn't have a face. And it went to half of the video. And I mean, like, and they were going to talk about it. Next thing I know, they were talking about Rebecca and Jake. And I'm like, what was they first talking about? They were talking about somebody that was in the river or the lake or something, and half of the face was taken off. And it could be something else, but I believe that they already have the baby. I believe they already have the baby, you guys. Just because somebody slipped up and that was not supposed to be put on the news. You guys hear me? Did you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys hear what I just said. Because I couldn't make out, like, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, I believe. Thank you, Jacqueline. I thank you, Monique. I do believe that they already found this baby. They're not going to tell us. They're just getting more information now, and you know, but they're not going to tell us that. But yeah, I mean, they're not really. You think about what I'm saying. They're not really searching. They're not. You don't see them searching a certain area or a certain place or whatever. They got their phones, so they know every place they've been because they got GPS, so they know every place that they have been. I'm telling you guys, and this what gets people caught. They always have to bring their phone with them, like I'm starting to not, like I said, I'm starting not to take my phone with me every place I go. And then you got to remember, if the phone don't get you caught up, the car will, because the car will tell them where you been. You know what I mean? And if not that, people are very curious about who going where and your tag being seen. Every time you go past a light or something, they can tell where you been. And if they have somebody working 24/7 and look at, whenever your tag was red on something, where was you going? Who was in the car? Where did you go? And like I told you guys this a long time ago. You guys may not believe it, but some of the things that they use in the Army, the satellite and things of that, Uncle is always watching. You cannot really get away with something. If they want you, they can just pull that, because it shows the world. It shows the United States. It shows the world. And if they zoom in to your house on any particular day, it's recorded. They can see what you're doing. They may not use it in court, but it will help them find the information that they need, because they're not supposed to use it in court, because that's military, and this is we're the people. They're not supposed to use it for that. But trust and believe, if they wanted to know if you do a big enough crime, or if they want you, they can get that information and go get what they need. They can look at your phone, who you've been talking to. You know what my mother told me when I was younger? And I don't know if it was true or not, because people don't, the older people don't teach their kids the things that your mama and your grandmother taught you. But my mother told me that when we're on the phone, the first 20 seconds or 10 seconds, you need to say what you need to say, because after that, everything's recorded. And I was like, how is when I'm on the phone, everything's recorded? She said, yeah. When you're on the phone, after the first 10 seconds, everything is recorded. Now, if you guys heard the same thing I heard, put a 1 in the chat, because it made me think, I don't know, Mom. I don't know to believe what you said, but that's what she told me. Something of that nature. I don't know if it was 10 seconds or the first minute or whatever. But if you heard that, let me know if you heard that too. And we don't teach that to our kids to be like, don't get on that phone jibber jabbering. Don't call people up talking about, hey, I just did this. Hey, I just did that. See, y'all heard the same thing. See what I'm saying? Nancy says she heard it. Tina says she heard it. Lisa says she heard it. And I'm going to tell you something. I've never heard Monique say she heard that. I've never, I don't think I believed what they said, but it stayed in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like when an older person tell me something, I'd be like, okay, I don't know if that's true or not, because there's never been no evidence that you listen to my phone call, but I don't do things wrong, and I definitely don't tell people what I've done wrong. I might give them a nibble or something of something. Mostly everything, you have a statute of limitations. They done ran out. So you can say what you want to say to everybody all the time. But sometimes, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes it's not good to share. Even though the statute of limitations done ran out, it's not good. Okay? Okay, so Rebecca. So I'm wondering, did they give the kids, the little girl, to Isabel or Vanessa? They don't want the little girl in the system, so they could have gave the baby to one of them, to go live with. So, and I think it's the one that has the baby, that has the injuries and things of that nature. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not for sure. Tina said, I think it was Isabel. You think it was Isabel? Okay. I'm thinking it was Isabel too. For some reason, I think it was Isabel, but she actually did put a restraining order on Jake on the 19th. But, she just probably wanted to protect the kid or whatever. But they were saying, oh yeah, the attorney of Jake's attorney, I can't remember what his name was, but nevertheless, he's getting death threats also. People are mad at the attorney that Jake has because he's representing Jake. And I know how that feels. But the man is, it's the law to have an attorney. I know, y'all. I know what Tina's saying. Tina's over there talking about he know Jake is guilty and he shouldn't represent him. And you know what's so funny about the whole situation? He's representing him on a they call it pro bono, where Jake don't even have to pay no money. He's doing it for, because so much, I guess, you got to do pro bono cases or whatever. But they say he is a dang good lawyer. A dang good lawyer. Okay? Phyllis says, I've never heard that, but have been a long time believer that there's nothing too much that the government or hackers don't know, even when someone has a Bluetooth close to you and their calls you hear. Exactly. Freddie says the lawyer is doing his job and probably has a family to take care of. Yeah, he does have a job to do. And sometimes they try to see how good they are. Like, they be like, yeah, Jake's attorney. You got Jack's on there, but Jake's attorney representing him with Vanessa. Imagine that. Exactly. And Freddie is telling Miss Phyllis, you got that right. And Miss Phyllis D. Hart is in the building. Exactly. You guys, I'm gonna tell you something. I am so glad Lisa, she was like, hey, hold on, SP. Did you not hear they done arrested them? And I'm like, oh, what? What? Yeah, okay. They are arrested, but shoot. I just, oh Lord. I'm gonna be sitting there at, you know what? It's a good thing because I will be at work tonight, and I would work all through the night just thinking about how, I don't get happy in other people's problems, but for some reason I'm happy that they arrested. Not because I want them to be in a bad situation. I just believe that if a person can harm children, that there's no limitations on harming other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can harm your own baby, and I say if, you guys, because, everybody has a right to a trial and everything. And they have not gave us no promising information or evidence that states that these parents did what they did. It looks really bad, for sure. If you do the crime today, is a good day. And now, however, if you put your paws on a child, there's a special place for you, and it's called HE double hockey stick. Hey, Passion, how you doing? Lisa Taylor is a very good resource for doing research, Mod. Yeah, she is. She was good when she wasn't even a mod. Let me tell you, a lot of time Lisa would have our back and zip that stuff right to me. Boom, 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 boom. And y'all be like, and she wasn't even a mod then. You know what I'm saying? So she in there. She is in there, I was thinking to myself at one time, I was like, dang. I think, we got a good crew that, comes in faithfully all the time. And, yeah. Yeah. And everybody's got it's almost like a body, everybody has certain gifts that they bring to the table. Not everybody can bring the same gift. You see going to a family reunion and everybody brought potato salad? You would be like, okay, Freddie brought potato salad. Tina brought potato salad. Passion B brought potato salad. Phyllis brought potato salad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you wouldn't want just potato salad. I mean, Jacqueline brought potato salad. Monique brought potato salad. No, like everybody brings something to the table. You know what I mean? Somebody brought chicken. Somebody brought a ham. Somebody brought turkey. Somebody brought the biscuits. Somebody brought the paper towel. Somebody brought the pop. Somebody brought potato chips. Hey, that's teamwork, make the dream work. She said, where's the hot dog? Tina, you can bring the hot dogs and a hamburger. You see what I'm saying? Everybody brings something to the table. That's why I like, getting these cases and exploring not only the outcome, but the future and the present and the past. Because when you know the past, the present, you can kind of predict the future. You know what I'm saying? You can predict pretty much the future, what's going to happen. And you're not surprised when it happened. Like when Lisa came in and she was like, hey, did you hear that they got arrested? Pastor said, I'm bringing some sides. You better bring some greens then. I'm just saying, like normally they do not move that fast, you guys. So that tells you something, right? What does that tell you? It's almost like we're in school, but we're not in school, and we learn because I don't care how old you are. You can be 60, whatever. You can be 50, whatever. There's always time in growth. You know what I'm saying? And when you start growing in your knowledge, because we've been out of school for so long that we don't have nothing that stimulates our mind and our brain. You guys understand that? And so she says, what's she saying? Freddie says, we moms all owe it. Don't owe you owe it, yeah, you owe it to yourself more than you owe it to me. Because guess what? You're gonna be a better person. You're gonna be able to make decisions better, especially when it comes to relationships and people in your relationship. And you don't even have to be in a good relationship to just acknowledge when, you be like, you can be stuck in a relationship. And you'd be like, well, everybody be like, well, I don't know. Look at your relationship, or I don't have a relationship, or my relationship is horrible or something, like you may think everybody is for you. And then come to find out, not everybody is for you. Not everybody's for you, So, you just gotta believe in yourself. This young man, I was looking on Facebook the other day, and he was spitting some knowledge that I should have recorded it, because it just made me understand something. Sometimes you got to hear things over and over and over again to realize that, you can't trust anybody with your heart. People take advantage. People deceive you. They always want something. And then they be like, I don't want nothing from you. I ain't asked nothing from you. I ain't never asked you for nothing. Da 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 da. Well, but evidently, if they're in your life, they want something. It's just like, I'm married to my husband. I want something from him. I just don't want him I want him to be, a good husband. I want him to bring home money. I want him to be loyal. I want him to be a better person. I want him to not lie, or I want him to help with, the chores and stuff. I want him to be good to my kids. So I want something. I just don't want him to be just in my life. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to my friends, I want them to tell me the truth. I want them to grow. I want them to have bigger, better, greater days and items and things of that nature. I pray for everybody, She said, SP, the guy that was filming the grandmother? Well, he passed out today. Oh, he did? Well, he got cancer, right, Tina? He got cancer. And he was fighting with one of the guys that lived on let me see something. Yeah, he had cancer. He beat it the first time, and now he got cancer again. I didn't know he passed out today. But he was fighting with one of the neighbors, and one of the neighbors told him that this is a bull S. and it stinks, stinky shit, and they were making it stinkier. And I mean, they were arguing, and I said, "Oh my God, why did he pass out? Like, did he pass out? Did they take him to the hospital, or what happened?" I didn't see. I don't follow him like that. Like, I might catch some of his things, but I do like the way that he covers stuff. He don't mind throwing it out there real quick. He throws it out there. He gets down while he's out there. He like, la homie, you know, caso patapero. No, they didn't take him to the hospital. He's okay. He has scrapes. I don't know why he passed out. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. And he's a good person. He be out there on the streets helping people, giving them money, uh, feeding them, give them stickers or whatever. And, he's just doing his job. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's disabled, so this sounds like he is related to SP. Ah, no, Freddie. Nah, he ain't related to me. But he is funny. He's very knowledgeable, and I like his content. I really do. And you can't hear me say that about a lot of people. Where when I say I like their content, doesn't mean I'm gonna be over there forever or whatever. But I can listen to him and watch him. And I do. I follow him because I want his videos. I want to support him in some kind of way. So I give him my subscription, and every now and then it'll run through. She said, "So are you?" What do you mean? No, Freddie. Nah. I'm still trying to debate if I can get my butt on that plane and go to Detroit. I'm really still trying to debate. Can I do it? Can I do it? Because Papa said, I'm pretty sure he's saying, I want to go. So I don't know. Anyway, you guys, man, that makes me feel good. Yeah. But if I travel to Detroit, I'm just gonna go up there. But I mean, I would like to go up there. I would have to put in for it right now on my job. And in that way, and see, first I want to get tickets, to see if I'm gonna go, and then put in for my job. And then know that, So I don't know. It's in October. Because they do change the dates and stuff on something. I hate to go all the way up there and then they change the date. Now I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? And by the time I come back, now they're having court. That would be a waste of money, a whole bunch of money. Not a little money, a whole bunch of money, And some people, they will drive it. I don't want to drive it. I don't want to drive it home. I don't want to drive up there. I would like to fly up there. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, I am going to be thinking about Rebecca and Jake. Jake from State Farm. Jake from State Farm. Something, thing. State Farm's good neighbor. State that you there. Something. Jacqueline said, Freddie Johnson, I don't know SP, but what I do know is that she is a great teacher and an excellent investigator who has taught her moms very well. I love her respect so much. Thank you. Thank you, Jacqueline. You know that they had court yesterday, Jake from State Farm, and Rebecca went to court yesterday? Yes, they did. That's what Tina said. Yeah, they something to do with their baby. I think that attorney was telling them that they hadn't charged them with nothing. They had no right to take the baby. But to be honest about this case, it's moving very, very fast. This case is not going to be anything that prolongs, and I believe that Rebecca getting put. This is what I tell people all the time, and I know sometimes they can't do it, but if you put them in jail, if you put the people in jail, I guarantee you somebody will tell. Put them in jail. Somebody's going to tell. And you know how they can put them in there for 72 hours, hold them, and they ain't got to charge them with nothing, but just hold them in there for 72 hours and then put a charge on them like, well, we're going to charge them with murder. And then lock them up. They'd be like, hey, hold on. Detective, I want to talk to you. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's a very scary, scary feeling. Even the biggest, the boldest, the ones that be like, I don't snitch, I don't tell. They be in there, chicka, because guess what? They don't want to be in there for 30 days. They don't want to be in there for a month or a year until trial or court or whatever. They don't. Trust and believe. It will break down the biggest and the baddest. When they see them handcuffs, they be like, hold on. Could you get the prosecutor in here so we could talk? Even if they're making up another lie. You seen how, what was that boy's name that was on Jeffrey Young Thug case? He said he would tell him anything. Anything you want him to tell, he gonna tell it. And he was telling on him. And people was like, oh, what was his name? He had a little name. Wody. Yes, Wody. He said his name ain't Woody. His name is Wody. We're like, oh my goodness. And look what he's doing. I mean, a lot of people done, he's still a funny character. I don't really look at him anymore, but he made big money. He made big money being Wody. But Jeffrey is out, and Jeffrey's doing Jeffrey and trying to appeal some of those probations and everything. But I think Jeffrey is living a better life now because, when the kids got ready to go to school, he was on the news. He was showing that he was giving back to the community. I mean, he was literally buying backpacks and paper and crayons and pencils and you name it. He gave out a lot to his community. I mean, we actually seen him give a lot out. He didn't just he did help pay some bills, some people's bills, but he was very, very giving. Yeah. So I thought about him too. I was like, dang, I wonder what kind of music he's going to make. But nevertheless, I think that this has made him a better person. I mean, forcibly, he has to do what the judge told him to do. But I think it's making him a better person, and maybe, he may not make a lot of songs, but maybe he can get off into the movie part. You know what I'm saying? Because people won't see him as, oh, he got to be a thug. He got to be hard. He got to be a gangbanger. He's got to be, out there selling drugs and all this other stuff. No, You know, people can see him that he does have a good heart. And I just think that it came out good for him. No matter if it's forceful on him to change, he was already given to the community, so he said, but we probably never seen it. So now, you know, we see that he don't have a problem with doing that. So, you know, like he didn't have a problem. And he said it makes him feel good. Anyway, I don't know. The thing about it, the whole situation, if you compare certain things like we can compare Young Thug to this situation, we don't think of Young Thug's situation as damaging as this because this is a baby. And Young Thug and all them boys, they were just, they're grown, you know, and, you know, they say, you know, some people say people with dreads or whatever, you know, if you date dread, you die or something of that nature. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see nothing wrong with dreads. I mean, I wish I could get it. But nevertheless, you know, not everybody can have the dreads, but, you know, I just can't do it. But anyway, you guys, we got a lot to think about. Yeah, we got a lot to think about because Rebecca and Jake is now locked up. And Jake been locked up before. I don't know if Rebecca ever been locked up. But you know what? I promise you, she probably in there talking. She looks so scary. Like she's going to tell. She's going to tell. And now that she is away from Jake, especially, I'm going to tell you guys something. Monique says, I love SP in this family. This channel is so special to me. Oh, good. Thank you, Monique. I'm going to tell you guys something. Like I just said, and I can't express it as much as I have said before. You know, I mean, anybody that's ever been to jail or prison or even, I've never been to jail or prison, but I've been in a situation where they had the handcuffs right there. And they, you know, they had the handcuffs on the foot of the table. So if they wanted to lock me up, and this didn't have nothing to do with just the regular local jail, you know, talking to FBIs or whatever, you know, it's a scary feeling. I mean, it is so scary. It's like, what do you want to know? Like, you know, like I'm serious, you guys. Like, and everybody, oh yeah, this, you know, I did my time and I'm doing this. You know what? I'm not doing no time because I haven't did anything like that nature to be doing time. You know, I might done little bitty stuff, but shoot, not enough to be doing some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, my freedom is very important to me. Tina said, I've been to jail one time and I vowed not to go back. I stopped hanging with the wrong person. Girl, you and me both. Matter of fact, my best friend, they didn't even call her in. They just called me in. And I was like, and I'm not saying I didn't do it or nothing of that nature. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you know, I couldn't tell on myself, you know. Shoot, no. Some people do. They get in there and then they get to talking and then they go ahead and break down and tell. They be like, yeah, I did this and did that. You know. Exactly. We are now starting to come on at 1 p.m. Central Time. You guys, make sure you have your face in a place because this, you know, every time when we have to change the time, I know it gets, you know, like a lot of people still be waiting for it, you know, 3 o'clock. But sooner or later they'll figure it out. They'll read one of the I might have to go in and start messaging people so that they'll know. But anyway, we'll do what the people that we have, and we'll just kick back and make it happen, Captain. That's what we'll do. All right. But I love this channel. I love everybody in the channel that comes over. We chit chat, we talk about things, and I mean, God knows who He wants. And here's the thing: to hear what we're talking about. For those of you that can share education, share your knowledge, that's why I be asking people to come up on the platform, call in, get in the chat, speak your mind. Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, what's up? She told me I didn't have to pick him up today. She didn't have to work.
No, it was yesterday.
She said Thursday and Friday.
She at work right now.
All right.
Let me just. If I don't text you anything, yeah, you go pick them up. I'm about to ask her.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. Anyway, you guys, yeah, I don't like that because she told me, oh no, I'm off work Thursday and Friday, and now I gotta pick him up in the middle of what I got to do because I sure wasn't finna pick nobody up. Anywho, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go search some things and see. I thank everybody for showing up. Thank you for coming on in the building. I will see you guys Monday. Maybe over the weekend we can hear some more information. Like I said, don't forget, you guys, do not forget, I told you guys, there's a news article out there where this woman was talking about they found a baby or somebody and the face was off of the person. And then that's all they said. And then it was like, Rebecca was on there talking about something. And I was like, what the heck is all of this? Anyway, if I find it, I'm going to record it and you guys can see. I think I did record it, but nevertheless, we'll see you guys Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Bye.